What's up, traders? So just I'm going down a wormhole here. You ever be looking through your charts and you're back testing, and the next thing you know, like I was supposed to do this video like an hour ago, had a great one-on-one call with Brianna. She's in the fast track program, and we were just dialing in strategy. And I learned a really cool way of using this parabolic SAR indicator. And the jury's still out, but I've tied together that with everything else that I'm doing, and it's pretty effective. So, but I wanted to give you a little update on what we're looking at going into the rest of the week. We got NFP Friday. I actually had to woke up with a super bad migraine this morning and wasn't able to make it on the live call in the accelerator, but we're going to be on there tomorrow. We're going to be on Friday. So just trying to get up to speed with what is going on in the markets. I feel a lot better now. So last night was the new moon, bunch of new energy shaking off. If you believe in that kind of thing, it doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It is, things move in cycles. And I think we're about to move into a new cycle, a better cycle, a spring cycle, an awakening cycle. I know it 100%. That's where we're going. And then we could take that same attitude to the markets. And, I think we're at some really good pullbacks here. And Brianna and I were going through some charts just now. We're looking at these, going into some of these pound pairs. And she's just right at 1% left on her verification phase. I don't think she'd mind me sharing with that with y'all. So pretty awesome stuff. And I was like, man, just don't force it. Whatever you do, just don't force it. Just let it happen. You still have a few weeks left and only 1%. And the way that she's trading using the same, some of the same techniques that I use. And then of course, with us finding positions together, it's like, we know the trading's the easy part. Really, what's the hard part is getting our own psychology dialed in, the way our attitude, our outlook on life. If you're just sitting in front of a computer all day and you're missing the sunshine and going out and anxious about trading or the future or anything like that, what's the point? So creating a situation in ourselves where you're dialed in on your meditation, your diet, your exercise, so you can just really vibrate so high everybody else around you is just lifted up as a result. And the way to do that is by taking out the vices in our life that hold us back. You know what those are. I've had to do that for myself with drugs and alcohol, and it rears its face in other ways and becomes self-sabotage in our trading account. Also, in our diet. Should you get that cookie after the meal, order dessert or whatever it is? And it's just a way that we rationalize with ourselves in order to hold us back from our own greatness. And, I do it, you do it. If you're sitting there like, what's this guy talking about? Maybe you need to experience a little bit more, but it's coming for sure. Trust me. Or maybe you haven't gotten to the point to where you would even have that big level up. But on the other side of that resistance, just like trading, is that breakout to that better version of ourselves. So, but getting back to Brianna and her verification phase, we have a lot of awesome setups here, some pullbacks in the market that I'm going to be looking for as we go into the rest of the week. Thursday, Friday, Thursday is going to be massive, by the way. So be careful out there trading. We have, let's see, Fed Chair Powell. I mean, that's the only thing, but it's going to be a big thing for sure, because I would, sometimes when him testifying doesn't move the markets much, but there's, everything's just anticipating on, okay, what's the Fed going to do now? All these other banks are raising rates. How hawkish are they going to be? What about Ukraine, Russia, inflation? It's going to be a big deal. So until then, I don't expect us to get too many big follow-throughs in the market. However, from a technical standpoint, I really, really like some of these pullbacks that we're starting to see in these pound pairs. GU, we nailed it. This was a trade I sent out on Tuesday. Tuesday, we took this live in the accelerator. I posted a video about it, showed you me taking it live and why. I mean, the analysis behind it was like, the actual in-depth analysis was like 30-minute conversation, but you got to see that, we were taking off of the support using the different systems that I have, and we caught a nice rally at entry there. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm looking to get back in on this. So I think we could go much, much lower. Let's go out here, the 4 hour. We're really just coming back, and, we could rally a bit higher going out to these higher time frames. That's, can't rule that out. And of course, we are talking about the dollar, but all these pound pairs, pound finally got a bounce. Let's see how long it lasts, particularly against euro pound, right? So looking like quite the breakdown here, though. We are testing the bottom of this wick. And if I were to look at this, the people in the accelerator group probably know where I'm going with this. I'd say, okay, how far are we going to drop down here? Where's our fib levels? Boom. So we got the 161.8, 82.90. That's where I'd have my target. And I would look for pound to turn around right about the same time euro pound hits this 82.90 level. Right about there. And so if we can time our our entries and our exits to these different Fibonacci levels on corresponding pairs, you will find that wow, the markets are moving pretty in tandem. You just have to kind of get dialed in on how and where that works. Euro Swiss, if you like trading a slow pair, this thing is looking great on some pullback. So we finally got some rallies back on those big moves that happened earlier in the week in the CAD. And surprisingly enough, these NZD pairs have been very, very strong this week. Dollar Swiss, we got a pretty big move off of our original positions on yesterday it was, and we'll see how that pans out as well. So looking for these pullbacks on pound, I think it's going to be a great opportunity for sure. But like I said, none of that even matters if you can't get dialed in on what your goals are, what it is you want, how it is you're going to get there, and what it actually means to you. Like, why are you doing this? Is this a hobby? Do you like just like messing around and doing charts? If so, that's 100% cool. If you want to make something more out of this and also develop yourself in the process, because like being a trader, being an entrepreneur, it's 100% about self-development. The trading's the easy part. You've done it. If you've been in the game for a few years, it's like, okay, well, you got your Fibonacci's here, support, resistance, whatever it is, however you break down, you can only skin a cat in so many ways, right? It's the saying. So what's the space in between there? And you are the space. You are the deciding factor. You are the X factor. How can you you're going to take care of all the things to create an environment so winning becomes like a byproduct of that. So, that's, I think, and I've found in my life that, that's the best route to go about it, because if you're always just trying to hit this goal, and you're not taking care of what's going on in the immediate, you might hit that, but then there's going to be something else. Then there's going to be something else. So if you don't hit it, it can be super, super devastating. Guilt, shame, depression, all that stuff goes around with it. But, if you just keep your, if you buy a new car and you keep that car in tip top shape and just take care of it and keep the engine just all lubricated and just running just like that, high octane Ferrari, dude, the thing is going to crush, right? And so the human body's the same way. So, I mean, if you're going to rebuild wherever you're at and turn it into a Ferrari, it's going to take a little bit of time, but at the end of the day, what else are you going to do? So if trading's your hobby and you just enjoy doing that, that's awesome. Let's really focus on making ourselves our hobby, creating the best version of ourselves. And then all of a sudden, whatever it is, if you're trading and you're like, wow, shit, I'm starting to have more success doing this. Or if you're having a business or trying to just be an awesome dad, all of a sudden this stuff is just gets better. And you're like, wow, okay, it's all rises together. and then the self-sabotage comes in. So I'm not going to go down that. I didn't want to didn't mean to turn it dark, but then the self-sabotage comes in, right? And then here comes that cycle again. And so really breaking this cycle, this loop that's running in our head, because it becomes a cycle. And then we just work on a cyclical nature. So that's why like a new moon yesterday is significant, whether you believe it is or not, because nobody can deny, maybe some flat earthers out there, but that the tides and the water on the planet Earth is actually moving with the moon, right? So I mean, and we're made up of 80% of water. So really just taking charge of here, what it is that we can control. And there's just so much BS coming at us from every single orifice from the phone, right? I'm not saying what they're saying is BS, or I'm not saying one thing or the other. I'm just saying there's just so much shit that can and will distract us. And the reason it's not a conspiracy theory, the reason that that's happening is so we can stay so distracted, we can never get focused enough to really crush our goals, create a life that it is that we want for ourselves. And while, the other people that are pushing this propaganda from whatever brand you like to smoke or prescribe or subscribe to, whoever's pushing that knows the fact that as long as we just stay divided, as long as we just stay distracted, as long as we can never get focused, then, we're going to just more easily be controlled and just keep marching to the drum without the awareness to create something for ourselves where you can break free from the system. And trading is an avenue 100% that you can do that, especially getting funded with outside capital, because now you're not trading your own money. You are the master of your own destiny, but all you have to do, and this is the catch, you got to learn to handle yourself. So if you want my help doing that, click the link below. NFP Friday, it's going to be a big week. Appreciate everybody. Click the link below if you're ready to level up, and I'll see you all in the chat room. Peace.